got like a, I know I'm going to get ripped for this, but it's got that C thing going there, which you can see there. It reminds me of a Bugatti Chiron. Welcome back guys to another video, and what we've got for you today is a diesel and something a little bit different. We've never had one of these on the channel apart from the petrol Cooper S JCWs with, I think it had a Mulgari tune on it, but that was an amazing car, so do check that video out. But we've got a Mini Countryman. Now this is the 4-door version of like the Mini Cooper, so slightly bigger, and it's the SD, so it's the diesel, 2-litre turbo diesel and 4-wheel drive. And this one, obviously, as you can see, I reckon it's quite a stunning little car. It's got the WRC, Countryman WRC sort of theme going, and I'll go through that in the actual walk around of the video. And yeah, then we'll take it for a quick little drive and conclude the video. But yeah, I've got the Countryman for today, so I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, Performance_Lifestyles, and we're on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you'd like your car featured, drop us an email, pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and we will be more than happy to accommodate. But for today, Countryman SD with the JCW kit. I hope you enjoy the video, guys. So there it is, the 2011 Mini Countryman SD 4-wheel drive 2-litre turbo diesel engine. I believe these are about 145 odd brake horsepower, and from it is a completely standard sort of engine wise, but it's had a few touches done to it, which I'll go through in a second. And obviously the biggest thing with this car is it's got the Countryman SD JCW styling, the kit going, so it's got the side skirts, the front lower bumper splitter, and all the rest of the bits and bobs on it, and it does make it look quite a lot better than a standard SD and Countryman, sorry, because the standard ones are sitting quite high as well. And as you can see, this one is not, it doesn't scrape, doesn't rub, doesn't do anything like that, but it is sitting at like a normal sort of car height. It's on coilover suspension, and then it's got these ATS, I don't know the exact model, but ATS alloy wheels, which are similar to the WRC Mini Countryman, which I'll put a photo up here and you'll see what I mean. They actually do look very, very good, and this is actually a very, very clean, good example of a Mini Countryman SD. So yeah, back onto the front end. It's got these yellow spot lamps, which is just a film on there, and obviously the Mini badge there. It's got the bi-xenon headlights, LED DRL or fog lights on the front there, and obviously, like I mentioned, the aforementioned the JCW splitter on the bottom. And onto the side, just in case you forget, it does say S in quite a few places, and I mean, just that actually looks so much better than a standard sort of Countryman, whether it's an SD or a petrol. And this one, obviously, there is the JCW side skirts with this little fake vent with a few stones stuck in it. And like I mentioned, it is the 4-wheel drive, so it's the all-4 Mini Countryman SD. It's actually quite a nice looking car. I never would have thought that I would like one of these, probably because in standard form I think they look a bit, yeah, quite rubbish, I'd say, because they sit too far up, and without the kit on I think they look too bland. They're a bit of a bland, basic looking Mini, but this one's actually got the right touches to it, and it's got nice options as well, so which do actually add to the whole thing. And one of the options, as I've mentioned, is it's got the full stripe kit, front and back. It's got the gloss black roof. It doesn't have a pan roof, but it is a gloss black roof from the factory. Gloss black mirror caps, and then these chrome door handles, which, as you could probably tell on my previous videos, I'm not a big fan of these chrome handles and stuff, but on this I think they actually look quite well. And again, the rear ride height is actually quite nice as well. It's quite a decent sort of thing with the coilover suspension, and again the JCW lower splitter on the back, the diffuser, sorry, on the back. It's got the gap there, you can see it, and the big tailpipes, but the standard tailpipes are a lot smaller, and they're inside there, if you can see them, if my camera focuses on them. Then you've got these fake vents on the side, on either side, and it came out the factory with these stripes and no Countryman no Countryman badge on the back and no SD written here, because sometimes you do get the break in the stripe here with the SD badge here and then the stripes carry on. But yeah, this one didn't come with that from the factory, so, and I think it actually looks quite nice. And then it's also got a Maxton design rear lip spoiler, which I think also improves on that look. And again, these sort of things on the back here, they've got like a vent, and I'm nearly getting attacked by a bee. Does look quite nice, not a vent, like a little groove. But I mean, overall, that is actually a very nice looking Mini. I do like these Minis. They are very, very good. But like I said, I've never driven a Countryman, so I've never been a big fan of them. But then this one is actually a very good friend of mine's car. You'd probably agree, this WRC sort of theme going on is making this car stand out from the rest of the Countrymans that you do see about. So onto the inside. It's got these funky door handles, you have to press them in there. Yeah, the first thing you obviously realise, as I say with most of my videos, is you get these sill plates, these kick plates, Mini Cooper S, because it is the Cooper SD variant. And this one does come with a full leather interior, which I think looks quite snazzy. And again, Minis are funky cars. They were known to be funky, and this is no stranger to that. It's got the big center screen here, well, center dial here, which is the speedometer, and then it gives you the radio stations and stuff here. Yeah, you connect your phone and Bluetooth connectivity and stuff. And then you got your rev counter here, where you get a digital speedometer here. Now this one, I don't quite understand. This one came with a semi-integrated satellite navigation thing, but it was, you had to buy the screen separately, I believe, or somebody's obviously misplaced the screen on this, which attaches to this thing here, which I don't quite understand, because you normally get the single dial here and the big screen here for the ones with satellite navigation. And I believe the later cars, the 2013 onwards, did come with an option of a full sat nav. I believe this did as well, but this one, whoever had this car from new, didn't obviously tick that option. And again, the center console is quite a snazzy thing here. It's these little funky buttons here, so mirrors, locks, heated seats. This does have heated seats, not that we need them today. And it's also got a sports button, so in sports mode it does actually sharpen up quite a bit. Your heater controls here, AC and all of the rest of it, glove box. And then it's got this gloss black theme going over here, gloss black here, here, here. On the doors, again, this has got some funky doors on it, so it's got like a, I know I'm going to get ripped for this, but it's got that C thing going there, which you can see there. It reminds me of a Bugatti Chiron, but this car is far from a Bugatti Chiron, as you could probably see. But yeah, it's got that C thing going. It just, yeah, it's one of them silly thoughts that I had. It just reminded me of the Chiron. And this I do quite like. It's got the black door cards with the red in the center. And yeah, it's quite a funky sort of car. And like I mentioned, these Minis were a bit of a funky thing, and this has actually got that theme going. And then it's also got the anthracite dark headlining, which is an optional extra. Sports steering wheel, which again, I think the standard ones came with a 2-spoke wheel. This has got the sports steering wheel, so it's got the 3 spokes, and yeah, cruise control and all the multifunction features on the steering wheel. And what you do get with this is the handbrake is quite literally, it's got a button at the bottom here, you press and lift and it goes down. Car's rolling, so I better put that back up. But yeah, it goes down. It's quite a snazzy handbrake. And then you get a case here for your sunglasses, which does slide back and forth. So if you want your sunglasses here, you can have them there. If you want them there, you can have them there. And again, these little things, they probably mean absolutely nothing, but I think Mini, just to keep up with their kind of like reputation and their theme, I think they've put these little snazzy bits in, and I think it's they did a good job. I mean, this car is a bit old now, but it's still a very, very good car, and I think they're actually quite a decent car. I mean, it's got a 2-litre diesel engine, so I probably won't even bother showing you what's under the bonnet. It is the BMW lump, so it's the same 2-litre diesel engine as you get in a lot of other cars. And like I said, I believe it is mid 140 odd horsepower. So it's got plenty of power. And again, 4-wheel drive system, so perfect for slight off-roading if you want to drive it on grass. I won't really go off-roading, especially not in this actual car with it being so low. But a standard one with standard height is actually a very good car to take off-road as well, because they've got 4-wheel drive and you will get yourself out of a sticky situation, so to say. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll go for a quick little drive and then I'll conclude the video. So I hope you enjoy the video, guys, and like I've mentioned, subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on our social media accounts. And if you'd like your car featured, drop us an email, pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and we will be more than happy to accommodate. And also, please do click on that like button. It helps with the algorithm and for our channel to grow. And like I mentioned, we've got plenty of other videos on our channel, so do check them out. We've got over 100 videos on there. All of them, most of them should I say, performance cars, a lot of Japanese, a lot of German, and just generally a lot of performance cars there. So do check that out, check the rest of the videos out. I'm sure there's going to be something on there for everybody to like. I'm fairly sure, to be fair. So yeah, check them out and let us know what you think. So onto the drive of this Mini Countryman SD with the JCW kit, because you can't forget that, because without it I think they look a bit pants. So yeah, honestly it drives very good. It drives very BMW-ish, because it is in essence a BMW. The only one thing that I would say is, after driving a few manual BMW diesel cars, like 3 Series BMs generally speaking, I think I don't like the gear change on them, but the gear change does actually feel a bit different, which surprisingly I am quite surprised, because they are in essence the same thing. Not too sure if it's because it's a 4-wheel drive and the way the engine's mounted or the gearbox mounted, I'm not too sure. The gear change is better than a BMW manual diesel car, but other than that, it is what it is. It's a Mini. It drives very mini-ish as well. You know, they've got this little thing about them where they're very diddy sort of thing. Everything is tiny, even though it is a fairly big car. This one, this car specifically drives better than standard, because the standard, the ride height is quite a bit higher than this. But whereas this one is on coilovers, and I believe they are yellow speed, but do not quote me on that. But it drives very, very nice. It's actually very firm and very pinpointy sort of thing. You kind of like turn your wheel a little bit and the car shifts over. There's none of that body roll, purely because of the height it's at. And I think it's a very good job. So if you've got a Countryman that's sitting like it's on stilts, well, whack some coilovers on it and it will improve the whole thing massively, like it has done on this one. For a car that's this big, I'm not too sure on the weight of it, but it feels very punchy. The 2-litre turbocharged diesel engine is actually quite a decent engine, I'd say. I think it is around 145 odd horsepower, give or take a few ponies, and it still feels very, very, yeah, it's very nimble, this car. Even though, like I said, it's not a small car anymore, because the original Mini was like about the size of the interior on this without the bonnet on it, and the newer ones have just obviously gained a bit of weight. It's of course a VXR, I'm giving it some beans. But yeah, these have gained a bit of weight, but this is actually still a very nimble car. It's still got that small car feel, even though it's not a small car, and I've mentioned that a few times now. But yeah, it drives very nice, and this is still in normal mode. You can drive it around town, and this one is averaging over 40 miles to the gallon, which I believe is not a bad number MPG wise on a car that's this big. And I was in the wrong lane there, wasting my time. It's even got like a bulge on the bonnet that you can see from here, ever so slightly if you look for it. It all adds to the bulking of this car. These little touches do actually make up the whole appearance of the car, and the whole feel good factor of owning one of these, and they're still a very good car to have. Now you can buy these in a automatic as well, and I believe it is like a dual clutch system. I've never driven one, so I can't really comment on what they feel like, but the manual is actually quite a decent box in this, and like I mentioned, it's very easy to use. So what we'll do is, if we put it into sports mode, in sports mode the throttle response is sharper. I'm not too sure if the standard suspension is meant to be electronically dampening sort of thing, but it's no longer doing that because it's on coilovers, and it actually does feel, it feels like a petrol car that you can actually give it a little bit of beans and you can still enjoy the actual the drive on it. this actually makes you want to give it a little bit, purely because of how sharp it is. The steering is very sharp. You can wrap it around a bend and you know this car's not really going anywhere. It's like even here, this is around a roundabout. It's not fast, it's not rapid, but it's fun to drive. And this was the main thing with Minis, they were fun to drive. They weren't a very quick car. Even the petrols, I don't believe, are a very quick car unless you've played about with them a fair bit. But for a diesel, this actually picks up quite well. It packs a punch. A big enough punch for what you'd expect from a diesel, and drives very nice. So what more do you want from a Mini? Are they still a good car to buy in 2023? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd definitely say so. So if you're considering buying one, then I'd say do go ahead and do it, because yeah, you're not going to regret it. I mean, something like this you could get for as little as £6,000-7,000, and you do get a very decent car for that. And the guy in front of me is putting his hazards on. He probably wants a race, but he doesn't know I'm not racing him. So yeah, they are still a very, very good car. They're, like I mentioned, they've got everything you could possibly want. In the winter, they'll be fine. It's got four-wheel drive, it's got heated seats. And in the summer, it's fine. It's got air conditioning and it's got four-wheel drive still. Harman Kardon. So if you're into listening into your tunes, yeah, you'll get some beats going with this one. Right, I think I'm going to conclude the video now. It's one of them rare moments. I don't really know what else to say about this car. It's a diesel. It does what it says on the tin, and it's a nice looking diesel as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that little video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Performance Lifestyles. Check us out on Instagram, performance_lifestyles, and we're on Facebook as well, Performance Lifestyles. And if you'd like your car featured, please do drop us an email at pflifestyle@hotmail.com, and we will be more than happy to accommodate. But for today, this is it. And as per usual, guys, stay safe, and hopefully we will catch you on the next video.